This is myself Sunil Ramakrishnan Nair, and here basically we are discussing about the attraction of the attraction of basically we are discussing about the person. Basically I will take one example, myself example. My generation is supposed to go next, or my generation is not supposed to go. So who which group basically decide? So that topic basically we are discussing. So here basically we till now basically we saw that the how the education group basically has converted into error, and how the 3000 university basically has converted into error. So they basically directly converted into the error. So they basically converted into the error. Who converted into that? Basically one of the person basically told that education groups knows that they are basically just doing the education, but how basically they knows that basically uh, this basically has convert this education basically is going to convert to the error. Basically how basically the education group will know, because they are doing simple education only. They are just doing chartered accountant degree, they are just doing the MBA degree, they are just doing the MCA degree, they are just doing the BCom degree, they are just doing the MCom degree, they are doing the BE degree, and according to that basically they are doing the work. So how basically they know that basically due to that basically it has converted into the error, and 20 percentage population, sorry, the pollution problem is basically from education industry. So how basically they will know? They basically can't literally know that, right? They basically told that basically how we basically don't know. How basically we will know that this has basically education has converted into the error, basically that is a 20 percentage error basically in the environment is basically coming from the education sector basically. Then professor also basically told that how basically we will know that we have not created the universities, right? We have not created the books. We have not created the books equal to 300 city. Harvard is the example. We have not created that. We are just using that. We are basically not created the education sectors. Who basically created the education sector basically? Then he literally asked the question basically. We have created, no, we are just normal professors. We are just teaching the things basically of which the book basically got created, and whatever books basically got created, according to that basically they have set their views and the energies basically. And few people says told that basically the human needs basically are basically getting the natural human needs are basically getting over. So for that basically you need to create uh, your own human needs from the chemicals. For that, basically, we created this education equal to human needs, education energy equal to human needs. That example also basically I have taken. That basically we don't know, right? The student basically don't know that basically their bodies are basically generating the human needs, and they are basically converting into their energies are basically getting converted into the pollution. Basically, that is 20% pollution in this world. Basically, is basically coming from the education sector. Student basically how we student will know, right? That is basically question one of the professor basically asked, literally asked. And he told that he told basically that also basically we are professor basically. We are not the environment handling person basically. We are just doing the things basically which for 3000 university basically has created. We have not created. He literally told that we basically has created this university. We have created economics, we have created MBA, we have created MCA, we have created MBBS, we have created MD degree, we have created MBA degree. Then he told them, no, basically, we have not created. That is basically created by set of groups, basically. You can say set of companies, basically, who are basically handling the business, basically. For business purpose, basically, they have created the education sector. For business sector, basically, for business purpose, basically, they have created the education sector. For that, basically, how businessmen also basically told that basically why we are responsible. We are not responsible for that, basically. We are just doing the clearly business, basically. That is your environment, that's a government issue, basically. Then why basically what government is doing? He literally actually asked. Just going in the red light car and just telling something this that there's basically we will do that, we will do this, we will do this sign, we will do that sign, we'll enhance this project. rest of thing basically. They also told basically we are doing this only basically. We are going to this place, we are going to that place, then basically we are clearing. A few people says that this person equal to energy clearance basically. This political person basically, if he have basically this particular paper, and he if he basically speak this all things basically in that particular city, that city environment basically get clear basically. That why basically you are not clearing the education 20 percentage energy basically, which is getting problem in the environment. Then he told that basically, yeah, we will try, we will tell one of the person basically to create some this type of speech, so that basically the education's clearance also basically will happen. Then but the person basically told that in India basically there are lots of cities basically where the pollutions are basically there. For that basically they are telling that we have given the artificial rain, but that is a temporary issue, right? Again the things basically is going to generate because you are human are not taking breath, power basically are not coming to the one of the person told that then use the solar system basically. There basically that example which you have given, Uttar Pradesh and Delhi example. That one Uttar Pradesh person basically told that no sorry, one of the person basically told that we want to give sardi in Delhi. So he told that basically do one thing, send this particular person to Delhi, sorry to Uttar Pradesh, and Uttar Pradesh power basically is going to taken by the power companies, and then basically they are going to send the power supply with that particular person power supply or power energy also to this particular day on this particular date, and Delhi will automatically get sardi. Delhi will automatically get sardi basically. He literally told this basically. That is basically this reason is basically the power supply company basically is taking the power supply on the base of entire objects basically, because the universal law basically says that you have to do that only. Then the solar system basically people says that basically we are taking certain level of energies only basically, so that the sardi basically is not supposed to spread in the particular house. The disease basically are not supposed to spread in the particular house. Then basically he told that which type of energy you are taking. They told that basically the solar system basically, that is the sun basically giving the energy. Then basically the things basically come into the picture that who actually created the solar system basically. And he told that basically we are taking this all energy basically. This all only energy. He told that this word basically. So that the basically he will not get any type of disease, he will not get any type of this, that, that. He literally told that. Then he told that basically their brains basically which is getting created up to that level, they are their brains are basically, have you checked that? Then he told that yeah, basically their brain basically are working perfectly fine, everything is fine, they are easily able to use the brain, everything is basically perfectly fine, their body structure also was perfectly fine, we have checked it. Then he told that basically then it's good basically. If it's this way, then it's good basically. If you are checked and even basically the government has approved it, then basically it might be good only, because government has taken the money to for the approval, and the government then basically solar system basically told that government has approved, so we are not responsible in future anything basically will happen, for that government will be responsible. And basically he told that basically that time basically the this government was there, currently we are basically when the problem has occurred, that time basically they are not into the government. Then the fight basically start between the government. In this basically public basically will going to suffer. So like this is things are also basically there. So here one person basically literally told that basically uh, the attraction basically which is getting created, the things basically which is getting created, each and everything basically is going to affect to the next level of energy basically. That is basically the person's attraction, and the energy is going to happen and energy is not going to happen. And here energy is basically next level generation of the human. Next level generation of the human. Next level generation of the human basically. So this type of topic is basically also there basically. So just a minute, I will just These type of things are also basically there. So one of the person basically told that pollution problem basically is not one problem, right? He told that pollution problem is also there. One of the problem basically. He told that basically the how you can say that education sector basically created pollution problem, because education was previously also. Then he told that basically human needs basically which was getting created from the human body basically, that was not previously, right? That was basically coming from the nature, right? Then he told that basically no, basically it was not like that. Basically the experiment is going since more than 70, 80 years. So you can't say that basically um, the problem basically of the pollution basically came from this basically the this human needs basically getting created from the human body. That basically you can't say basically. Then he told that basically it might possible that time might have how basically 70 years basically might have occurred. In the 70 year basically the long term effect basically might have happened. That also basically might be possible. Then he told that basically we need to diagnose each and everything basically what actually the problem is. So he told that basically the pollution is the problem. One of the problem is pollution, and he basically given one example of the Harvard University and the his thousand syllabus. And in thousand syllabus basically one paragraph of the book is there, and that he basically compared with the other groups university. That was basically same, but the things basically which was generating from the human body of the Harvard group basically, that basically thing was generating something different, and the other university basically body was basically getting different. This was the major, this is the minor problem, but if you see the in detail basically this is the major problem. This basically has converted into the major problem. Now here the thing basically is the education sector basically has converted into problem. The education sector basically has converted into the problem. That basically somebody has done this, or somebody, this has happened automatically. That basically also need to do analysis. That education system basically become problem to the other group basically. That basically need to analysis. Basically the education basically sector basically has converted into the problem basically. Education sector basically has converted into the problem. So this is also basically one of the major difference between the universities to universities. Universities to university basically who basically have the money basically they creates their own infrastructure of the ideas and of the brains basically of the things basically. And basically who don't have any money basically, then basically they uses the energy of the data basically which is given by the government, because each and every university basically when it gets creates, that time basically the government gives the approval, and government tells that basically this is your all area basically from where you can take the energies. So literally basically then they told that basically that is not your look of, that basically the power company and the energy company will look into it. That's basically power and company basically they are going to look into it. So you are not supposed to aware, you are just concentrate on your study basically, and just take 90 percentage, 95 percentage, like this, just take this much percentage basically, and rest of thing basically the energy and power companies are basically going to do. Rest of thing basically the power company and energy groups are going to do. So that basically also basically somebody told that. So that is also basically there in this. So literally basically the things basically this is also basically the one of the major difference between the big universities and the normal universities. But this basically gets into conflict also sometime basically, that one two person basically was getting interview. One person in assume that it was in Accenture company. Two person basically, one the normal university person and one the Harvard University person. The Harvard University person basically got the job easily basically, because he was basically having a Harvard degree. But the knowledge basically, that normal person basically who was into who studied into the normal university, he was having more knowledge. So that company also told that basically there is no value of knowledge. There is no value of knowledge. He literally told that. They basically rejected that particular person. So they directly told that basically there is no value of knowledge basically. Otherwise, basically they might take that person also. So this is also basically one of the major difference between normal college and college like Harvard group. College like then basically one person told that basically the Harvard person basically got good girl to marriage basically. But the normal person basically who is doing the normal degree, he is not getting good girls for the marriage basically. Yeah, and basically it was that basically here the girls also see basically whether the person basically has done the degree from Harvard or from the normal colleges basically. Because the money matters basically. He literally told that money basically matters. There is no value of a particular person basically he's having how much knowledge, how much thing basically few people says that one person told that basically Sunil, with the video basically which you have uploaded, somebody has downloaded it and changed the name and everything, and then basically he told that I have basically uploaded this video, and basically he basically changed each and every word. He basically added few Harvard word, few Oxford University dictionary word, and he told that basically I have, this is my words basically. Then basically he told the Sunil Arnaya told that yeah, basically this type of thing basically happens. This type of things also basically happens. Then Sunil basically told that basically you have created one book, Sunil. Do you remember? Yeah, basically I have created one book. That book somebody has modified in the his heard in his words basically, and that also very hi-fi words basically. The Oxford, Harvard words basically, dictionary words basically. And he told that basically he has created that book. He literally changed everything, and he named his thing, and basically he changed the each and every words basically, each and every things basically. But the things basically which was written, that was meaning basically was same. So like this basically told this actually is called chori basically. Chori means chori of the knowledge is chori of the videos. So from but then basically he told that basically that person basically got the CEO post, and he's basically doing the vice president post. He is doing the job of the president, and you are basically not able to get one job also. So like this also basically things happen. Like this also basically things happen. So like this basically, this is also basically the major difference between colleges and colleges. The college is like Harvard's power, Oxford power. Their power basically are more than the normal college's power basically. Because normal college basically don't have the infrastructure, they don't have the money, they don't have the power means basically they don't have basically anybody contact with the ministers basically, the prime ministers, the presidents. The big colleges basically have the big level of contacts basically, because few people are basically doing the presidents and prime minister job in any of the country basically. So that type of thing is also, so this is basically this all are basically the difference basically, you can say difference between the normal colleges and the big level colleges. Big level colleges. So like this basically each and everything basically are basically getting handled, are getting tracked basically, that also. So the colleges like big colleges basically they say that basically we keeps each and everything clear basically, that this is our 1,000 syllabus, and on the this many are the students, and this many students are reading this 1,000 syllabus, and according to that syllabus basically they are getting the energy from these 300 cities, and 300 cities basically are giving the energies basically to these all students on the way on the in the form of the power supply and the energy supply basically, which is the task of the governments. And then basically their body basically gets generates the energies, generates the energies. Then basically the normal colleges people also basically says that same way basically the same thing. We also basically have this type of 1,000 type of syllabus. We our student also basically do the study. They also generates energy, but the difference is basically the energy basically they takes from the area. Basically that areas are basically different, and the generation basically which the human needs basically, human body basically that generates, that are basically little bit quality level work basically, quality level. So quality basically things basically connects here basically. So this type of things are also basically there. So here basically we were discussing about the university comparison, and how the university basically compares, and literally they basically gets there basically there is a basically major difference between universities and university. So this is also basically part of the attraction, and which generation is supposed to go next, and which generation is not supposed to go next. So that topic actually which is ongoing, that is which generation is supposed to go next, and which generation is not supposed to go next. And in this basically the major topic is attraction and its speed.